What's going on, man? Look, it's healing for real. Healing for real. I help people wake up and reframe their own reality. Because not everybody sees the same shit. We're not all living the same life. We are not all experiencing the same reality. So I help people over here reframe their own reality as opposed to being engaged in someone else's, dream scenario. So throughout the process of reframing your life, during this process, you will have no choice but to heal yourself. You will have no other choice but to heal and improve your lifestyle. All right? Every step counts. Let's get into it, man. It's billions of motherfuckers on this planet, so take it or leave it. All right? All I offer is too much game. It's a buffet. All right? Knowledge is power. Wisdom can become a kingdom if it's properly tended to. If this girl or your counterpart is not cool with you at base camp level, setting up the tents and shit, getting things in order for you to begin survival, y'all gotta come to terms with that. She can't respect you. This simply means she does not respect you, or he does not respect you in this shared relationship, in this shared energy that y'all are experiencing. For my dudes watching this, only mess with chicks who like you, bro. You have to only mess with chicks who are ready to camp and set up tent with you. Only choose girls who like you. It's way too many dudes out here crashing out over people who don't return their texts, won't care to send them an email. No forwarding, no communication. There's no real communication, but you feel inclined to pursue and chase after this said person. It's not ever going to work out if the person doesn't like you in return. Her interest is just going to plummet the moment she sees that you got nothing else going on but pursuing her illusions and her mouse traps and cheese traps and shit like that. You gotta stay on your business. Lock in with your purpose, whatever that may be to you, the things that generate you energy that you feel are worth recycling, resourcing, repackaging, whatever it is that you have interest in, you must find a way to repurpose this, package it up, and offer it as data to the world, offer it as input to the world. All right, so if a girl can't mess with you at the base camp level, where do you think that's going to go? She's going to be basically asking for all the tools she should have known about before she locked in with you and agreed to build with you. She should have first agreed on the terms. It's like 70% divorce rate or something crazy. So she got to know what it takes to build with you at her ground level. If she's not with you at ground level, it's not going to go anywhere from there. You're going to get a fake ass harvest. Whatever comes of this tree that y'all are both putting in on is only going to reap some bullshit ass fruits. Because y'all are not in tune with one another, it's only going to reap bullshit ass harvests. And also, when you're getting into these relationships and beginning to share your energies and shit, she has to know where you're at too. She has to know your level. Stop capping, stop the cap and be yourself. She should respect the level you're on if she likes you. If she doesn't like you, she won't respect the process. She won't appreciate what it takes to get to the levels that you're offering or willing to offer her. She won't ever respect that shit, bro. So she has to see you and recognize the level you're at, where you are both going to be at, if you're going to do and provide for this counterpart. All right? And there's no other way around it. If she doesn't like you, you must move on. You gotta keep it moving. If your counterpart does not like you or see in you your best qualities or your potential, you must move on. There's no other way around it. You gotta move on. Pick your shit up, hit the door. All right? So y'all have to know where y'all are at with no caps on, bro. With no cap. Y'all have to come to terms with that, or else one person is going to be played. No ways around that shit. Shit looks sweet over there. No, as men, you gotta work for your grounds. You gotta work for the ground you stand on. So as a man, you don't really get too much hypergamy. That's more so an feminine trait. Some of these women out here be aging like spoiled milk. And you gotta be able to read that sign. Like how much, like what's this timeline looking like and what am I trying to get out of it? Because women are starting to wake up at a later date. You feel me? That men supply the prize. Everything that y'all are experiencing together, men damn near set the landscape. Women set the landscape, but men must provide everything on the table. You can't be the table. The table is the partnership, the relationship in which y'all are exchanging energies. Without that established awareness, y'all, one person is going to crash out. It's only a matter of time. So as a man, the grass is not always greener, but women will jump ship based on appearances and also illusions of feelings. They don't think very logically. For real, for real. They think they base their emotions and shit and appearances off illusions of feeling. Feelings fleet. Feelings are not forever, bro. Feelings don't last, they come and go. So that's what when most women base their analysis and decision process off how they feel. That's doomed to fail. It's the journey that matters, not the end result. Like a solved Rubik's Cube is only cool until you solve it. Then it just turns back into a 3D cube. Then it just turns back into a 4-colored sided cube. You feel what I'm saying? It's the process, it's the journey along the way that women don't seem to be able to appreciate in a man's process and journey of what it takes to become whole, what it takes to feel like a real, fulfilled individual as a manly figure, as a masculine. So it's rare for a woman to respect the process. She only sees the end result. That's why you gotta just lock in with who you are and build that foundation. If you're a man or a woman, you have to be confident in who you are and what you can provide another person from your angle. From your angle, how you see this life. But from a man's view, we don't want to see through a woman's lens. Like, we don't care enough to see through a woman's lens how they operate and shit like that. That's for you to offer and present as your identity. You can't be capping that every which way as a woman and bait you into thinking some shit is better than it may better than meets the eye. Like there's more than meets the eye. You don't want to just meet up with an iceberg and then her whole peak, the whole part that's exposed begins to melt and you left with all this shit you had no clue about. A lot of these women are like icebergs. You gotta get past the ice, the first ice, to realize what's really down there. And I'm not even speaking from a sexual standpoint. Really, what does she provide? What is she able to add? It's only a bored man picks up a girl trying to solve her issues and shit. Because focused men of value have too much shit going on. As a high value man, you don't just pick up a crazy Rubik's Cube and let that be your only puzzle in life. All right, I'm basically saying this because you must cut ties. You must cut these spiritual attachments. You may not be aware of your full spiritual nature and what's really having an effect on you that you could cut off and feel liberated. You're not aware of that. Excuse me. You're not aware of how light your spirit could really feel to then take on different goals and shit, challenges that you can check off your list because of how light you feel. Once you limit the attachments, your balloon begins to take off. It's not until you lighten your load. And that means only vibrate with people that are in alignment with where you see yourself being. If you don't see yourself being in a certain place on a specific timeline, there's things you must account for. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to take your life serious. And that is, people, places, and things have the ability to drain the shit out your energy. To drain the shit out your battery, bro. To drain the fuck about your battery. And within a day, we only have so much juice to provide. So it's like you gotta pick your poison. You gotta pick and choose what's for your best experience. to get the energy back in return that you give out. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm saying cut the ties with shit that don't align with where you see yourself. And this takes focus. This takes concentration. You must envision where your life could end up. As somebody who basically slayed the streets, I defeated the streets. This is something not many people do over there. Is calculate their tomorrows. We live for the day. It's more so like day-to-day living. When you think paycheck to paycheck, the hood is more so day-to-day. Survive this week. Budget this here. I can't splurge on that. Like, you gotta actually live for the moment type shit. But, so with that being said, you're not going to be focused on the future so much. But this is where you must separate yourself from the rest of the sheep by focusing on where you see yourself, bruh. Fuck a 5-year plan. What's next month look like? What goals are you going to accomplish within that season? You feel me? We got 4 quarters in this shit. Pick your season and lock in. Set goals. Set the goals that you see yourself really accomplishing. And then go from there. Make a checklist. Hold yourself accountable, bruh. By this time, I'm going to have this much done, this much accomplished. And then just hold yourself accountable. All right, so this comes from a spiritual basis. Whoever is most liberated spiritually is the leader of your interactions until balance is achieved, which is a natural thing led through the decision of women, carried out through the physical actions of the masculine. So only a calibrated, balanced woman can determine the actions and goals that a man checks off. Only a woman in her divine nature can lead a man. Otherwise, it makes no sense. A man must lead. Otherwise, there's friction within the relationship, within the energy exchange. You're only going to get friction if the man has not aligned his woman, if she's not able to accept the guidance. That's where nature comes in. Without nature, we are never going to see this balance and harmony within relationships. It takes nature. Being aware of your own nature, having a great clue of how she will behave, and also your surroundings, your environment plays the biggest role in how you behave. In nature, we would eat fruits and vegetables, which then played a crucial role in how we interact with one another. Now we have fake light as opposed to sunlight, fake foods, and our health is just on a grand scale decline due to the nature of our engagements, how we treat one another, the settings in which we interact. A bar, a gym, these are not natural places. One consists of toxic poison, and one is also toxic now that we are trying to get to know each other because we don't have a root foundation in spiritual awareness. It takes an awareness in spirit. Knowing yourself, knowing your boundaries, knowing yourself. That's the only way. You feel what I'm saying? So it's through nature. A woman's designed to lead a man only once he has checked her to be in alignment with true femininity. Being a real woman, growing out of the girl mindset that they're owed and entitled. Whatever they want. Feeling like they're entitled to whatever it is they feel they deserve. That comes through being validated. A woman comes from a man's rib, according to very holy texts, the Bible, right? Woman comes from a man's rib. This only means that she's designed to keep him up. She's designed to support him, regardless if he's going left or right. A woman's supposed to keep you centered and check you when things are not going according to your plan. She must know your plan, confirm your plan, like, okay, I support it, and then keep you in alignment, keep you on track towards your goal, your destination. No train travels without tracks. I feel like women are damn near the train tracks, like the railway for the train to travel. And you gotta fuel your own tank. And you gotta provide your own coal to burn, bro, because she's not going to provide that. She's going to keep you in alignment. Hopefully, be that support. Shit, if it's love, love can get toxic. But if it's an ongoing thing, that is not your match. You gotta keep it pushing. Boy or girl, y'all are just lusting. Y'all are not in real alignment according to each of y'all purpose. You gotta pursue your purpose. And that will keep you on track to redeeming your destiny. Redeeming what's truly meant for you to experience. Alright? Real shit. Real spill. Nature is the key. Real talk. A woman who cannot lead a man spiritually, meaning realign him or keep this dude in alignment, will only jump ship when a better opportunity is presented. It's called hypergamy. This woman is still a little girl. On average, these women in real relationships are still little girls. And the man is seeking validation through her for himself. Y'all gotta come 50-50. It's not 50-50. Y'all gotta come 100-100. Or the best you can damn near get to it. And the other person will make the adjustments and corrections to complete you. But until that time, you must feel complete, or the relationship is not going to check off. It's not going to check out. Or that relationship will not sustain itself. Or else you're seeking shit from another person that you have yet to find within yourself. That's where it comes down to. That's what this shit boils down to. Is being fulfilled as a person. Only then to offer that to another person who is confident within who they feel themselves to be. Damn, I made that complicated. Y'all gotta feel like you know yourself. That's the only way for relations to last over time, is knowing yourself enough to be able to tolerate the L's that come with knowing another person, that come with sharing your energy with other things. You gotta know your hit points. You only have so many hit points. You get hit due to attachments. If you did not have these attachments, you wouldn't be taking so many hits. The hits won't affect you as much when your energy bar is full. Most people don't know how much hit points they got, so they jump in a fight and get knocked out by you can get knocked out by a 1-2, get dropped by a 1-2 good one. It's because they don't know their full hit points bar, bruh. Know what you got, know yourself, know what you can take and tolerate. That will determine how far you get. No cap. Sharing this energy, people, places, or things, doesn't matter. You only have so much energy to expand, and also according to where you're supposed to be, according to the Most High. Alright? Real shit. She's seeking a father figure, and that cannot be you, because you have way more to accomplish as a man. If a woman cannot realign your spirit, that just means she's not ready for a man. Y'all gotta root your beliefs in spirituality. Y'all gotta root your beliefs in the light. Because without light, anything can be perceived as dark. Because y'all can't see. So actions really meant to be correcting behavior is seen as a negative thing when really it's what's conditioning you. It's what's training. Like growing pains takes acceptance. You have to accept that there's things that you don't know. Also things that you may not be able to feel from another person's perspective. You have to be aware of what you're offering, because it comes with a reciprocation that you may not be fully accepting of. That's where it comes. That's where working together comes in. But only work together once you know what you're offering, what you bring to the table, what you bring and provide any relationship. You got otherwise shit, y'all may crash out, and that 70-80% divorce rate might just kick in and kick y'all both in the ass. It's only her friends that validate her trauma bonded emotions. Her friends are validating her trauma through the bond that they share on this ground level. Her friends are also disturbed and probably most likely corrupted mentally on how to perceive things, how to see things. A lot of these girl cliques and groups and shit don't have the full spectrum on how to feel. They don't know how to sift through their emotions to work for them. Most of them dwell on that shit until something of a higher power comes to correct it. That's why they mistake the bad dude who treats them as a real correction. It's not a real correction, it's a band-aid over a scar. You have to really go within yourself and find the guidelines, find the railways on what good and bad is for you. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? So shit, a lot of these girl groups don't have long-term vision. Their vision is short-sighted. It's short-sighted behavior. All right? And that's not going to always work or be in your benefit as a man at all. You feel me? It's logic lacking entirely. And they share this group mentality. So it's rare you find a good girl alone with good morals. When you find a girl or your counterpart has these qualities, invest more into it. Give more of yourself. Even if you're not whole, you gotta see the value in someone's potential. Then you offer more. Only when the stars align though. Until then, keep working on yourself. There's nothing out here that can fulfill you but how you see and accept your experiences and transmute these energies into more useful units of energy. All right? Clean up how you think. That's half of it. Cleaning up how you feel and think is half the battle. You feel what I'm trying to say? This is exactly why successful women are so damn lonely. It's because the American check for a girl, that's the American dream. She's not willing to submit to someone. She's not fully ready to submit to somebody who is better than her. A woman doesn't want someone she can control, and a woman does not want somebody who she can control. This is that weird gray space that these women love to paint pink. It's not a real place to be until a real nigga comes along and corrects her perception, her angle of view. She only has so many degrees. As a man, we are expected to see from many different angles. And I agree with that. You have to have some experience if you want to bring on a family on your ship, you know what I'm saying? You want to board a family on your ship, you better damn well know how to navigate different weather conditions with your plus however many you feel you can carry on board. You got to know the conditions, the circumstances in which you may involve yourself in. You know what I'm saying? You got to pre the environment, pre the setting, or else you could get caught in a real horse shit storm, not knowing what you're getting yourself into. All right, and that's real spill. And that's just real spill, okay? So the American dream to her is self-indulgence until a real nigga comes along and corrects this, redirects her compass to realizing that there's more than her. Most women are very, very inclined, entitled. Women are very self-entitled. They feel everything belongs to them, but that's only the simple-minded people, simple-minded dudes who are pump faking her out her shoes. It's only the simp dudes out here that are pump faking her out her shoes. She's jumping for every appearance because she has no real sense of self. It's only going to take a real nigga to lock this chick up and realize that there's more in the mirror than in appearance. And these self-indulged women are burning out to the reality that Barbies get tossed eventually. Sometime along the timeline, nothing lasts forever, bruh. So women must wake up to this harsh reality that their beauty is their highest commodity, and that shit don't last forever. And all the dudes that she thought she had on her roster, right to left in her front row at her show, really just bought the seats, not really planning to stay for the whole show. They want something back in return, if you catch my drift. These are the simple-minded dudes. This is simply reality. She must realize her own power to its highest extent before you really show her the value of it. Not out of emotion, but a girl must allow you to lead the way, but also have a clear, aligned perception in duality, in being able to control her dark side and blend that shit with the light. Either choice that she decides, once the man is able to align her compass, it can only benefit the both of y'all. That's why when women ruled the world, shit, nations was thriving, doing it real good through a matrilineal approach. Women used to have their head on their shoulders. They used to be able to deflate their ego and come to an awareness that shit, their main commodity doesn't last for all times. Their beauty fades. That's where you gotta give up some power. And back then they were aware on a spiritual basis. So this was way more powerful back in the days. You feel what I'm trying to say? Ancient Egypt and shit like that. You're responsible for her balance as a man, if this is who you choose as a person to share your energy with. The energy that's meant to be provided to a feminine woman. It's on you to balance her, essentially. What you give is what you ultimately receive. But realistically, I stand by what I just said. I feel like there's more I could add, some I could take away. But in a nutshell, bro, that's really it. Like, you gotta see each other from where you stand. And if that's not enough, you have to have a checklist of what you're expecting, not just a fantasy in your head. As a player, you can go ahead and play your role, but the burnout is crazy. Like, we're here to live in our purpose, pursue our destiny, and be wholesome souls and decent people, you know what I'm saying? Decent individuals, bro. It's not about playing the game. It's about establishing an identity worth sharing, worth having in the game if we must play. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. Be worth rolling the dice. All right, so build yourself up until you're able to, until you come to terms with who you feel yourself to be, then you can offer that energy. And right now, this is the message I have for you today. I hope it has been helpful. God is the highest level of balance, and I just want you to be aware that what you're going through will balance out in time. Lessons are not anchors. I mean, your hardships and tough times are not anchors to hold you down like a ball and chain. It's meant to balance out your blessings when the time is right. Godspeed. Not everything is just so overnight. You know what I'm saying? So give it time. Trust the process of who you're becoming through your trials and errors, bro. Self-discovery. That way you can be in a whatever relationship you want to be in. You have that potential and experience in your bank to last however long you want it to last. All right, peace. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a long ass video. I'm probably gonna trim it a bit, but thank you so much for watching. I love you. I'll see you in the next video, man. Peace.